I'm me, and I make music, and I live, and I do yoga, and I work out, and I work at a coffee shop, and I get to fly over here and record with BET. Life is beautiful. Yeah. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm going to release music, and I'm going to live my life.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Miabelle, and BET Talks welcomes the rising star, singer, songwriter, the girl with the most sultry and the most soothing of voices. I'm talking about Raiche. Welcome, girl.
Wow, that was an intro.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
All for you, girl.
So sweet.
And this amazing energy that you're bringing to set today. Yeah. Thank you for being here, of course.
Thank you.
Now, how are you feeling? Because a lot is happening for you right now.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the release of Loveland.
Yes.
Who knows if this will come out before or afterwards, but either way, I feel like this is such a moment for you. So I do want to get in your feelings first, and then we'll talk about the music.
Oh, get on my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big moment. I haven't released music for a really long time. It's been I think about 5 years now since I've released a body of work. So I am ready. I feel like I was much more nervous before about it, but I'm just at the point where I love what I do. You know, I've created a real relationship with music at this point, and I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm just creating and creating from a good place. So I'm excited to get it out.
That's beautiful. And I love that you say that, only because I can only imagine how intense it probably started off when you first came out.
It was such a build-up.
And then just, learning to level that out. And I feel like you're doing that pretty early for you to say that now.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about your musical beginnings, too, because you were singing in the church.
I was. My mom, she was a worship leader, and so I'd be there on, Wednesday nights, Tuesday nights before Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday, the whole
you were there.
Bang. Yeah, and it's so funny because I have a friend who, her mother was the same. We just recently became friends maybe last year, but her mother was the same thing as me, and she would go to church with her mom, and she'd just want to go outside and run and play. And I guess I didn't think that much of it because I wanted it, and I never seen anybody else have a different perspective of it, being a kid.
Right.
But I wanted to be up in there on that mic. You know what I mean? And she wanted to be out there running and playing and stuff. So I don't know, it just goes to show I've cared about this since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when did it become real for you as far as career?
And
who told you really had it? Oh girl, you need to go write something. Or were you always doing that? Tell me everything.
Yeah, I knew that I wanted to do it ever since I was 7. I had a angel solo at church, and I remember coming down from my solo, and I was so nervous before, but I just did it, and I was all cute and and innocent about it. And I got down, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you sounded like
you're an
angel." I was just "Love, really?" I don't know. It was nice to hear that and get that confirmation of oh, I actually wasn't bad. And then I just practiced more and actually really tried, and I always wanted to do it since then. Since then, I was oh, I can make it. I can make this something. And I looked at my people that I looked up to. I just saw people doing it, and I was why couldn't I do it?
Right.
So I went for it. I graduated high school and moved to Boston and met a producer and signed literally that year that I moved there. And
wow.
The year after that, signed to Atlantic. It was crazy. It happened really fast. It did.
And what was your family thinking about everything? Were they prepared for this, or were they kind of trying to pull you back because you were so young?
They were very protective over me, and I thought I knew I thought I knew everything. Everything happens for a reason, I'm not gonna take away my experience. I needed that to grow into the woman that I am today.
Right.
But they definitely were very protective over me, and they really tried to guide me as best they could. But they were definitely very supportive in that sense. They wanted me to go after it. They knew that I could do it, and I had great work ethic, and that I could make it happen. So
yeah, that's the Capricorn in you.
I know,
ain't
for real.
It?
Yeah,
that's my moon sign, by the
way.
way.
Oh, is it? I love that.
And
what's your sun sign?
Virgo.
Oh, Virgo. Fun. I haven't met too many Virgos.
Really?
Yeah, I have a
People be beefing with the Virgos.
No, for real though, I was about to say. It's so funny. My boss at the coffee shop I work at, he's a Virgo, and we've clashed so hard.
Really?
But now it's like we have a better relationship. It's like kind of big bro, big sis vibes. And yeah, but at first we were not getting along.
And it's weird because I get along really well with Capricorns.
But you're a female, and
right.
I honestly think it's terrible to
say. Oh
say.
yeah, it's
but
the men.
Really,
it is.
Like, I don't like Capricorn men either. I don't like.
It's the men. Me and Mariah,
Aries
the scientist,
men.
had the same conversation in this same seat.
Yeah.
And it's the men.
It's the men.
Ah! Now back to the music, of course. So you signed to Atlantic, and what happens next? Did you anticipate things to kind of skyrocket immediately, or were you like, I'm okay with being patient and writing and figuring these things out?
In the beginning, I just had people on my team that really also thought that things were going to skyrocket immediately. So
I feel like everyone thinks this.
Right, and I trusted them and believed them. I was like, okay, wow, yeah, this is gonna but I didn't really form that on my own, to be honest, because I was so young. I was really just like, and this is still the person that I am today. I don't like to have expectations.
Right.
I just live my life freely, and it's much less stressful. But in that period of time, it was quite the opposite and much more stressful. But I definitely did I had some expectations because of that situation, and now I don't. Now I'm just living my life, and I like it this way so much better. Like, I'm me, and I make music, and I live, and I do yoga, and I work out, and I work at a coffee shop, and I get to fly over here and record with BET for an interview for my project that's going to drop and go on tour next year. Like, life is beautiful. Yeah. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm going to release music, and I'm going to live my life.
I love the duality of it all, too. Like, you're doing so many different things, and you're so proud of where you are and what you're doing. Like you said, you're in love with your life right now.
Yeah, I am.
And I think it's important for people to hear, too, that you don't have to just do one thing, especially in this space when you're, on your way to stardom and just doing all these things. It's okay to work at the barista, too.
Literally. I remember the people that I was working with before, it made it feel like it was so negative to have a job, like to have a side job. And to be honest, if anything, it makes you more relatable.
And you get more content too.
You get more content, and I feel better. I feel like I can actually pour into what I love even that much more. Like, I love the duality, as you said myself, like to just be able to zone out and make coffee for people and have random conversations, and they not know that I make music and maybe get into it, and then you know what I mean. It's like, it's freeing. I feel so free, and life isn't perfect. It's really not. But when you look at it in that way, that life has duality, and there are so many ups and downs and differences, and you accept them for that, then it's beautiful. Then it's like, wow, it's like this is happening and this is happening. Oh my God, look, there's that. And it's exciting again. Life is very exciting for that reason, And
it's so important for other girls to hear this too. Yeah. Did you have to call out a work to come here?
I gave him a notice, but he's so sweet, and they're all so sweet. I work at a Foxtail coffee shop. They're really big in Florida. They have about 53 locations, and they're just starting in Atlanta. But it's like a little family, to be honest. And it's so cute, and I just told him ahead of time, and he was cool with it. And they're all like, "Good luck," and Raiche is off to New York, and da da da. It was adorable. I love them. Yeah.
And that's the support that you need. It's so beautiful to see. Yeah. Now, Loveland is coming out.
Yes.
I'm really excited because this is the part 2 to Drive, or is it just?
No.
This is just the next project that's coming out.
It's just the next project. Yeah. And Loveland is very it's not just about relational love. It's very much the way that I express myself. It's the way that I want to be loved. It's the way that I go after love. It's the way, you know what I mean? It's about how I, even for me, I like to just embody love itself. So just my personal experience of me, how I move as well. And that is love to me. I know that's so woo-woo, but truly, ever since I was,
I'm with you on the woo-woo.
Me too. I got love tatted here on my hand. I've always been a lover girl, and then it's an unconditional love. It's a real love. It's not a surface level love, and we're all we're all connected.
Yeah.
We all have so many.
Go there. Come on.
We're all connected. We have all of the same but different experiences, and we could connect on so many different levels, and I think that is so beautiful, and it makes me feel so much more present.
What did you have to go through to get there?
Ah.
Because I feel like a lot, right? For you to sit and come to that realization that love is just in so many forms, and not only, like you said, relational and intimate and all that, because you do be singing a love song.
I know I do, and a breakup song.
Yeah, you do.
I do. That's a really good one.
I hate Christmas too, girl.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I've been through a lot of heartbreak, but also just a lot of, because I love so big, and being young and not knowing, having as much wisdom as I wish I did when I was younger. Obviously that's inevitable, but you know, I went through a lot of stuff, and I gave my love to a lot of wrong people, and people who, you know, were not
ready,
and not even relationships,
right?
Like regular relationships, not even just like sexual relationships, like just truly relationships in general. Like I've given my, you know, loyalty and love to people who do not deserve it, and did not deserve it, and but I did anyways, and I still do, and I've learned a lot of lessons of how to protect myself and guard myself with still being able to give, so I think that is what's really brought me here. Also, I have a lot of beautiful people in my life. The company that I keep now is gorgeous, and like truly like soul family, like and I feel like I feed them just as much as they feed me in that sense, and that's what's definitely brought me here.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some familiar music on the project as well. Yeah. You know, stuff that you released. Half and Half is gonna be on there.
Yes.
What else? Feelings.
Half and Half, Feelings, Lucky.
Okay.
Homemade, and Big Daddy, Fool.
Any features?
No features.
I like that.
Features. I have been talking to a couple of people, but I don't know. I'm not worried about a feature.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to be right. I want it to be a real collaboration. Like, I don't want them just like hopping on something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I want it to be like really go in and create something.
It has
with
to
somebody.
make sense.
Yeah.
And I actually love that too for artists as they're on the rise, because we need to get more familiar with you anyway.
Yeah, with me,
right?
Agreed. Yeah.
And your voice, and it makes me, when I listen to you, I wonder who you were influenced by too, and who you were listening to as you were growing up, because you are giving us so many different forms, and I love it. So who were you listening to?
I love eclectic, anything eclectic, but growing up my parents, you know, I was sheltered, so they'd listen to some oldies, you know, like Bill Withers and like Sade and stuff.
All important too,
right. And then I listened to like pop. I listened to clean music, really clean pop music, and like, you know, Hannah Montana and Ally and AJ and Secondhand Serenade, and like, I was just, you know, love music, I guess. But also Lana Del Rey, I was obsessed with. Who wasn't? When she came out, and Taylor Swift and Adele. So it's kind of really like, you know, real boxy stuff, but I really do love eclectic music.
You show us that is who you are too, especially within the music videos. I wonder, do you take a big part of the creative direction too?
Yes, I try to now. I'm much more involved, so
yeah, I can see that in everything that you do.
Thank you.
Now, who are some artists that you do want to collab with in the future?
There's so many people.
I love you on the hip hop records too, girl.
Thank you. You know what I'd love to do? I love that. Actually, Lil Baby. I have a Lil Baby song. I don't know if that's ever gonna come out.
Right. But
I would love for it to. It's so good. It's so good. And like, it's like I've got my little dreamy part on it, and then he goes off, and it's just delicious. Hopefully that comes out one day. But I would love to do a dancey record. I love Odessa.
Ooh.
You know Odessa? I went to a concert. Oh my God, it was it was a spiritual experience.
Yeah. I can hear this.
Yeah.
And this is why I asked, because I love speaking all these things into action. Because one day we're going to look up and it's going to happen.
Yes. It's going to be so good. Their music is just insane.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Of course.
Would love that little dancey vibe. Yeah.
And as for now, what would you say is your favorite part of this journey, where you are in the present, as you're going through the motion, promoting the project, working, you know, everything?
Everybody who cares to make this happen for me. I feel very lucky. But also I feel for my more internal self, like for Mimi, I feel just very happy that I'm secure in who I am. Because it's been a long road where I was not at all secure with who I was, and I was just second guessing so much, even just the words that I'm saying, and I'm at the point where nothing matters. Nothing matters except for, you know, being in the present moment. And
being a good human, right?
Well, yeah, and I think the more that you can be in the present moment, you can be self-aware enough to be a good human.
Yeah.
And make good decisions. You know, good decisions for yourself and for the people around you. So.
And before we get up out of here, what's something that you want your supporters and to newcomers who are going to listen and fall in love, what is something you want them to leave with Loveland, from Loveland?
We are all beings of love, and regardless of the story that's being told, you know, we need to try our best to continue to look at everything with love and in the eyes of love. Unconditional love through bad and good.
Absolutely. I love that. And we're going to take that with me. Girl, it's right here. Love always, Loveland, coming soon. I'm so excited for you. Yeah. And after it drops, you'll be right back here at BET.
Yeah.
It's Raiche, y'all.